So if we find the x-intercept, if we multiply by our denominator of x plus 3, this is not writing. Let's see, I don't know why the stylus, oh, there we go. So times x plus 3, fraction bust that, so we'd have 0 equals 1, which isn't true, so there's no x-intercept. And that makes sense because there's a horizontal asymptote. And then our y-intercept. If we plug in 0 for x, so y equals 1 over 0 plus 3, or it's at 1/3. So if we start labeling everything, a vertical is at -3. Horizontal is at 0. Y-intercept's at 1/3. Then our hole, we said that was at 3 1/6, so we'll put a tiny hole. That's tough to see, but there's our hole there. And then we can make our swoops. All right, so does this one say domain and range? So our domain, again, would be all reals, except x cannot be -3. And we said our hole, it was at 3, so it can't be +3. And then our range, again, was all reals, except it can't be 0. And then at our hole, there's nothing at that height either, which is 1/6. So then on to the second learning target. So we are multiplying and dividing. So again, when we do that division here, x plus 1 goes on the outside. So the first thing on the inside is x to the 4th. So that means x cubed has to go on top. So x cubed times 1 is x cubed. We need a total of, if we go, what else do we need, is 4x cubed. So we have an additional 3 on the inside. So x times what gives us 3x cubed would be 3x squared. 3x squared times 1 is 3x squared. And we need a total of -2x squared. So this would have to be -5x squared. Because again, here's the total in our diagonal. So this is going to be -5x. So -5x times 1 is -5x. We need a total in our next diagonal of our x's to be +3. So this would have to be 8x. So then we'd have +8. And then 8 times 1 is 8. And then our next diagonal here would be, has to be -4. So our remainder is -12 in this box. So our final answer, if we take a look and if we were to write it out, our final answer here would be x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 8 plus a remainder of -12 over x plus 1. So if we take a look at the division here, so we have x minus 3 on the outside. Total, we have x to the 4th to start with, so that would have to be x cubed. X cubed times -3 is -3x cubed. But total, we don't have any, so this would have to be +3, because again, this would make 0x cubed, which is what we want. So this would be plus 3x squared. 3x squared times -3 is -9x squared. And now if we look at our next one here, we want -10x squared, so we'd have -1x squared. So this would be -1x. -1x times 3 would be +3x. And we don't want any, so that would be -3x. So x times what gives us -3x would be -3. -3 times -3 is 9, which is what we want. So there's no remainder. So our final answer would be this. So now let's take a look at this multiplying. So multiplying fractions, we multiply straight across. So that would be 42 over 63 x cubed. And I think they're both divisible by 3. So this could go down to 12 over 21x cubed. But those are both divisible by 3. So this could be 4 over 7x cubed. Now the next one we have to factor first. So again, you have some box and circles to do. So x minus 3x, or that'd be x minus 2 x plus 1 over x plus 1 times x plus 3 over x minus plus 3 x minus 2. So if we see what's on the top and bottom, top and bottom, top and bottom, all we're left with is x. So the second one is division. So again, factor. So we'd have x minus 4, x minus 5 divided by x minus 5. But remember, we switch it to multiplication and then we flip it. So that would factor into x times x plus 4 over, we said that was x minus 4 times x plus 5. So, excuse me, sorry, that was a minus 5. So minus 5, minus 4, minus 4. So it reduces down to x times x plus 4 over x minus 5. Then it looks like we go to some adding and subtracting. So we have to have a common denominator, which we do, of 3x plus 5. So our numerator would be negative 8x minus negative 9x. So that's really plus. So if we add those, we have 1x over 3x plus 5. The next one here, well, let's see, we have to have a common denominator. So this one times x, this one times x plus 8 times x plus 8. So our common denominator is x times x plus 8. And our numerator would be 1 times x plus 8 plus 5x times x is 5x squared. So let's see, that would really just be, so we'd have 5x squared plus x plus 8 over x times x plus 8. And then this last one here. So this one we have to factor first. So if I write in factored form, we have 5 over x minus 7 minus 7 over x minus 7, x plus 6. So this one, on the left, we have to multiply by x plus 6 times x plus 6 to get our common denominator. So now our common denominator is x minus 7, x plus 6. And on the top, we'd have 5 times x plus 6 minus 7. So if we distribute the top, we have 5x plus 30 minus 7, which would really be 5x plus 23 over x minus 7, x plus 6. And then the last one here, solving these algebraically. So we have to fraction bust these. So what's our common denominator? Well, we have a 2x, and I don't have to write it again because there's an x. So this really is 5 times 2x plus 6, negative 4 over x. But each of those fractions, I said I'm going to multiply by 2x. So times 2x times 2x times 2x. So the 2x's reduce out. So this is 5 plus 12x equals negative 8. So minus 5 minus 5. So 12x equals negative 13. So x is negative 13 over 12. So the second one, we got to factor first. So this is difference of squares. So we have x minus 2 and x plus 2. So if we were to fraction bust this, we got x minus 2 and x plus 2. So this is 1 over x minus 2. And on the top, we have x minus 2, x plus 2 equals 3 over x plus 2. And we have to add the x plus 2, x minus 2, minus 6 over x minus 2, x plus 2. And then the numerator, x minus 2, x plus 2. All right, so what reduces out here? X minus 2, so it's 1 times x plus 2 equals 3 times x minus 2 minus 6. So we can do some distributing. So x plus 2 equals 3x minus 6 minus 6. And excuse me, I forgot an x there, so that's 6x. So combined like terms, we have x plus 2 equals negative 3x minus 6. Solve for x. So I'm going to get x's on one side. So we have 4x plus 2 equals negative 6. Subtract 2, so we have 4x equals negative 8. So we have x equals negative 2. But remember, if we plug that back into our denominator here, negative, if I look back up here, negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So this one is an extraneous solution. Oops. So there actually are no solutions. All right, so this next one, well, let's see. We've got to multiply by x plus 3 and x plus 6. So if I multiply that in, x plus 3, x plus 3, x plus 6, equals 8 over x plus 6. And on the top, I'd have x plus 3, x plus 6. So let's reduce out some stuff. So we have x times x plus 6 equals 8 times x plus 3. So let's do some distributing. We have x squared plus 6x equals 8x plus 3. It's a quadratic, so we set it equal to 0. Or that would be plus 24, excuse me. So minus 24. So minus 8x minus 24. So over here we have 0. And on this side we have 8x, or x squared, minus 2x minus 24. And again, you got to factor again. So this factors into x minus 6, x plus 4 equals 0. So we have two answers, x equals 6 and x equals negative 4. And if we go back and look at our denominator, well, we could have both of those. They both work, so there's two solutions.